Example, the ratio of linear expansivity of copper to that of iron is approximately 1.5. A specimen of iron and a specimen of copper expand by the same amount per unit rise in temperature. Full stop. The ratio of their length is. All right. How do we solve this question very fast without wasting time? While watching my video, I made an emphasis on a particular thing when I was making change in the dimension subject of the formula. So we can use that concept, that knowledge, without even writing anything. We can use it to solve this question. Can I prove it for you? Okay, let's look at the ratio. The ratio of linear expansivity of copper to that of iron. So you are dividing the linear expansivity, coefficient of linear expansivity of copper divided by coefficient of linear expansivity of iron, and you are getting an answer which is 1.5. Now convert that 1.5, convert it to fraction. 1.5 also means what? 3/2. So you have alpha of copper divided by alpha of iron. You have what? 3/2. Okay, you see, I'm not writing anything, I'm just explaining. All right, let's go. Now, you already have it. Now, the question is now asking you, what is the ratio of their length? Now, the ratio of their length simply means you want to find what? Length of copper divided by length of iron. Let's now go back to the knowledge of the change in the dimension. Now, they're asking us the ratio of their length. So, which means that in that formula, if you recall, let me quickly write the formula for you. The answer is obviously 2/3. That's the answer. But let me just show you. If you recall that we got d2 minus d1 is equal to what? The constant multiplied by what? d1 multiplied by what? Change in temperature. So this is what we have. Now they are not trying to tell us to find the value of d1 over d2. d1 over d2. That is what we want to find here. Now let's now establish this fact here. Now you see that the value of the length, if you make d1 solve the formula here, it will be what? Inversely proportional to the coefficient of expansivity. If you change all this to L, yeah, I'm trying to confuse you. So L2 minus L1 is equals to K L1 change in temperature. Now try to make L1 subject of the formula here. L1 is equals to change in the length, L2 minus L1 divided by K divided by change in temperature. Now, according to this question, some things are constant here. Oh yeah, let's go back. We have constant, same amount per unit rise in temperature. Expand by the same amount per unit rise in temperature. So, which means expand L2 minus L1, constant. Same amounts in unit rise in temperature, change in temperature, constant. So, we can see that L1 is inversely proportional to the coefficient of linear expansivity. Now, using the knowledge of inversely proportional, so if K1 over K2 is equals to 3/2, what will now be the value of L1 over L2? It is going to be what? 2/3. So if K copper over K iron is equals to 3/2, then L copper divided by L iron is going to be what? 2/3. So the ratio of L copper to L iron will be what? 2/3. Now let's solve it properly. Let me clean it and let me solve it for you. It's very simple. So let's go ahead and solve it in a normal way. All right, let's go. Now, according to this question, let's write out our parameters. Parameters given in the question. So we have our solution here. The ratio of linear expansivity of copper, we are talking about what? Coefficient of expansivity of copper. So we are going to use alpha coefficient of linear expansivity of copper here, alpha C. Okay, that is for copper. Then we also have, to that of iron, we have alpha I for iron. Now we are, in this question, we are told that alpha C divided by alpha iron, the ratio of linear expansivity of copper to iron. So ratio means division. Alpha C over alpha I is equals to 1.5. 1.5 is still the same thing as what? 3 over 2. So we have established this from this question. Now let's go back. A specimen of iron and a specimen of copper expand by the same amount. Now let's have the specimen, the length of the specimen, length of copper, length of iron. We don't know them. Okay. Now, according to this question, they expand by the same amount. Expansion means what? Change in their length. The same amount. So change in the length of copper is still the same thing as the change in the length of iron. So which means change in the length of copper is equals to change in the length of iron. Okay, so we are here by the same amount. We stopped here. Let's finish it. Per unit rise in temperature. Let's go back. By the same amount, copper expand by the same amount per unit rise in temperature. So which means that they are being subjected to the same temperature. The temperature rise is also the same for them. So we can have what? So our change in temperature here is the same for them. The question now says the ratio of their length is, so we want to find the value of LC divided by what? Li. That is what we want to find. Okay, now let's go ahead and use what we are given in the question. We are given alpha C and alpha L. Now what is alpha C? Alpha C should be what? Change in the length of C divided by what? Length of C multiplied by what? Change in temperature. Then alpha I will give us what? Change in what? Li for iron over L of iron, Li for iron, change in temperature. Okay, so this is for copper, this is for what? Iron. Let's go back to what is the same for them. According to this question, change in the length is the same for them, so we can equate the change in length. Now it will be very wise of us to make change in L subject of formula in the expression for copper and iron. So let's quickly make that subject of formula. So we have change in the length of copper is equals to alpha copper L copper change in temperature. Change in the length of iron will give us what? Alpha iron L iron change in temperature. In the question, they are the same. So let's equate them. So which means alpha C LC change in T should give us alpha I Li change in T. The next step, this cancel this. So we are left with what? Alpha C LC should be the same thing as what? Alpha I Li. You know, I've solved this question without stress. Let's see if I'm actually correct. All right, now let's go. Before we try to make LC over Li subject of the formula here, let's quickly rearrange this. According to the question, we are given alpha C over alpha I. So let's try to get that value. So rearrange this. You divide both sides by what? Alpha I. So when you divide both sides by alpha I, so let me write it for you. Divide both. Don't let me assume that you understand all this mathematics. Divide both sides by, let's go. LC and alpha I. Someone is asking me, why am I doing this? Now, I'm trying to rearrange this expression in such a way that I'm going to have this at one side. And you see, that is what I'm trying to do. So the best way is to get rid of this Li and to bring this alpha I as the denominator this side. So that is the reason why I'm dividing by what? All through by this. So when I do that, we are going to have what? Alpha C divided by what? Alpha I is equals to, we have what? Alpha I Li over LC alpha I. So alpha I gone. So we have alpha C over alpha I is still the same thing as what? Li over LC. Okay, what is alpha C divided by alpha I? So that is what? 3 over 2. So which means 3 over 2 is the same thing as what? Li over LC. Now, the same way, you need to rearrange this again by making sure that you have LC. You know, we are looking for this guy. Make sure that you have LC as the numerator and Li as the denominator. How do you achieve this? You can cross multiply and then you solve it. But instead of doing that, you can also use another method. Just find the inverse of this. When you find the inverse of this, you automatically find the inverse of this. Don't forget reciprocal. Turn upside down. When you have a fraction and the power of that fraction is -1, numerator becomes denominator, denominator becomes numerator. Turn it upside down. If you don't want to do it that way, just cross multiply and then try to rearrange it. You still get the same thing. Now let's do it this way. So which means whatever you do to the right hand side, you do it to the left hand side. That is what we have here. This thing is correct, mathematically correct. So we have 2 over 3 will give us what? LC over L1. Now, I solve it without even writing. I use the knowledge of the formula, the knowledge of variation to solve it without writing anything there. So which means that LC ratio L1 is equal to what? 2 ratio 3, as simple as that. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel. If you have not gotten your app, Exam Scholar app, kindly go to the Google Play Store and download your app. Okay, you want to write your WAEC, NECO, JAMB. That is the best app for you. All right, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Comment your view about this video. I need your comment in the comment section. Like, share. See you, and make sure you also check our video, chemistry video and mathematics video. Then, bye for now.